In today's Money Watch, how the middle class is getting squeezed. Rising costs from groceries to housing are outpacing wages and leaving many households stretched very thin.
Every day in America, life is getting harder for families who once believed they were living the dream. Prices are climbing higher than ever, bills are stacking up, and the promise of stability feels like it's slipping away. It's not just groceries or gas, it's the very foundation of the middle class that seems to be under attack. People are working harder, yet falling further behind, trapped in a cycle where, no matter how much they earn, it's never enough. Some say this is just inflation, but others believe it's something deeper, a system that's quietly failing right in front of our eyes. So today, we're going to uncover why this is happening, who is responsible, and whether the American dream has already been lost. Stay with us till the end, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss the truth behind the headlines. For decades, the American middle class has been the backbone of the country, the symbol of stability, growth, and opportunity. But today, that same middle class is facing a crisis unlike anything seen in generations. What was once called the land of opportunity is now becoming the land of struggle, where everyday people fight just to stay afloat. The cost of living is rising faster than wages, and it's creating a gap so wide that millions are falling into it with no way out. At the heart of this crisis is inflation. Prices of everyday goods like groceries, rent, and gas have soared. Families who used to budget comfortably now find themselves counting every dollar at the checkout line. A bag of groceries that cost $50 a few years ago might now cost $70 or $80. Utility bills, especially electricity and heating, are eating into paychecks before people even get to cover food or transportation. For those living in cities, rent has become almost impossible to manage. Small apartments are now priced higher than what used to buy a house, forcing families to downsize, share living spaces, or take on multiple jobs just to survive. But the story isn't just about numbers. Behind every bill and every rising price is a family forced to make impossible choices. Parents are deciding whether to pay the electricity bill or buy enough groceries for the week. Young people are delaying marriage, children, or even moving out of their parents' homes because they simply can't afford it. Retirement, once seen as a well-earned rest, now feels like a dream slipping out of reach, as older workers realize their savings aren't enough to cover rising costs. Student loans are another crushing burden. Entire generations are trapped under debt that grows even when payments are made, keeping them locked out of the housing market, unable to invest in their future, and constantly living in financial anxiety. What was supposed to be a ticket to success has become a lifelong wait. Add medical expenses into the mix, where even a minor emergency can cost thousands of dollars, and you start to see how the middle class is being squeezed from every direction. Many point to corporate greed as one of the biggest drivers of this crisis. Large corporations have been reporting record profits. Government policies have played a role as well. Promises to support the middle class often fall flat, while tax breaks and bailouts favor the wealthy and powerful. When financial crises hit, corporations are rescued, but ordinary people are left to fend for themselves. The system, as many believe, is designed to protect the top while leaving the rest to struggle. This growing inequality has created a feeling of hopelessness among millions who once believed in the promise of the American dream. The psychological toll is just as damaging as the financial one. Anxiety about money is now a constant in many households. Families that once felt secure are living paycheck to paycheck, just one medical bill or car repair away from financial disaster. The stress of this reality leads to broken families, declining mental health, and a sense of distrust in the institutions that were supposed to protect them. Looking ahead, the danger is not just that the middle class is shrinking, but that it could disappear altogether. If current trends continue, America could become a country divided into two extremes, the very wealthy and the struggling poor, with little in between. This isn't just an economic issue, it's a societal one. The middle class has always been the foundation of American democracy, providing stability and balance. If that foundation crumbles, the effects will ripple far beyond household budgets, shaping politics, communities, and the future of the nation itself. So when we talk about rising costs, student debt, corporate greed, and government failures, we're not just talking about statistics. We're talking about the unraveling of the very promise that America was built on. The dream that hard work will lead to stability and a better life is being replaced by a harsh reality where no amount of effort seems to be enough. And unless something changes, the slow collapse of the American middle class will not just continue, it will accelerate, reshaping the country in ways we may not be ready for. The reality we see unfolding is not just about numbers on a chart or headlines about inflation. It's about people's lives, their hopes, and the promise of stability that once defined America. The middle class, which for decades was the heartbeat of the nation, is now under threat in ways that were once unimaginable. Families are working harder than ever, yet they're slipping further behind, and the gap between rich and poor is widening at a speed that feels unstoppable. If this continues, the country could enter a future where the American dream is nothing more than a memory, a story told by older generations to children who may never experience it themselves. The question is whether leaders, corporations, and society as a whole will act before it's too late, or whether we are already witnessing the slow collapse of something that cannot be rebuilt once it's gone. Stay with us, because we'll continue uncovering these truths. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss the deeper stories behind the headlines.